Hello, this is Mr. Stansbury. I'm going to take you through the 5H notes on box and whisker plots. After this, you should be able to draw a box and whisker plot with the 5-number summary, and then you should also be able to calculate if there are any outliers in the given data. Alright, so let's get right into it. The 5-number summary is basically the minimum value, the lower quartile, the median, the upper quartile, and the maximum value. All stuff that we've dealt with in earlier sections. So here's what a real basic, here's the box, and then these are called the whiskers of the box and whisker plot. Okay, so a box and then whiskers. Okay, minimum value goes at the very bottom, lower quartile is this line right here, median is right here in the middle, the upper quartile is right here, and then the maximum is here. So interquartile range is all the stuff that is within the box, right? And then the actual range of the whole thing is the stuff that's between the two whiskers. All right, let's take a look at our example. And that is example 19 from page 148. A group of random people were surveyed and were asked how many action figures they owned. The following data was collected, and of course here's our lovely assortment of action figures. I actually owned one of these when I was a kid, by the way, Moss Man. So I know, don't be jealous, it's okay. So here's the data. So all these random people, this is how many action figures they owned. Okay, so draw a box plot and marking outliers with an asterisk if they exist. So first thing we're going to want to do is order all this data so that we can figure out our median and our quartiles, so that we can figure out the interquartile range, all that kind of good stuff. So let's start organizing. Alright, so lowest number I see on here is a 1. So let's do that one. I don't see any 2s, but I see a couple of 3s. No 4s. I don't see any. There's a 5. Are there any 6s? There's a 6 there. And then there's some 7s. 1, 2, 3 of them. 1, 2, 3 8s. And a 9. Oh wait, did I miss this 8? 1, 2, 3, 4 8s. Okay, and then there's, let's see, we got this 1 9 here, and there's another 9 there, so there's 2 9s. There's a 10 and another 10. And I don't see any 11s, but there's a 12, and then a 13, a 14, and a 16. And that's all of our data. Alright, so let's find the median of this thing. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so there's 20 of them, apparently. So we take our 20 and divide it by 2. And that means there's 10 below. Should be 10 numbers below and 10 numbers above. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here is our median. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, just making sure that there's 10 above. Now we take our 10 and divide that in half so that we can find our quartiles, our lower quartile and our upper quartile. So there's going to be 5 on each side down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here's the lower quartile, and then we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Here's the upper quartile, right? So now we have enough information to figure out what our interquartile range is, right? So the interquartile range is going to be the upper quartile minus the lower quartile. So interquartile range. In this case, average of 10 and 10 is 10. And then our lower quartile is the average between 6 and 7, which is 6.5. So our interquartile range is 10 minus 6.5, which gives us 3.5. So what we want to do is you always need to have a title. So let's see, this was our, let's see, action figures owned. So let's call this number of action figures owned is our title of our box and whisker plot. Alright. You also need to, down below, you need to have a scale. Okay, and we obviously need to make sure that that scale goes all the way down to 1 and goes all the way up to 16. So let's, I don't know, I'm going to start it down here at, say, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just go every 5. Okay, so there's our scale, and then here's our title, and now we can make our box and whisker plot. So let's do this. Now, again, here's our outlier at 1. So it says to draw a box plot and marking outliers, and mark outliers with an asterisk if they exist. So we have an outlier here at 1, so we're just going to make a little asterisk there. So then really our first point on our whisker here is going to be at 3, and then our lower quartile is 6.5, so there's 6, there's 6.5, so there's our lower quartile. Median is going to be at 8. Here's our median. Our upper quartile is at 10. Our upper end of our whisker is at 14, so there's our other whisker, and then we have an outlier at 16, so we'll make another asterisk there at 16. So then to draw this, we just make a box out of these, connect our whiskers, and that is our box plot, our box and whisker. Okay. If you really wanted to be, super accurate and clean, you can always put what these exact numbers are up here. So like I might put a 3 there and a 6.5. Not completely necessary, but it doesn't hurt. This here is 8. This is 10. And this is 14. And I guess we really could put that this is 16 and this is 1 also. Okay. Again, without that, you're still okay, but that just makes it, just takes away any confusion if this line here is supposed to be at 6.5 or 6.4 or 6.3 or whatever. Okay? So that's all there is for this here. So we should now be able to draw a box and whisker plot with the 5-number summary. That's what we just did down here. And then we are also able to calculate if there are any outliers, and that's what we did here. All right? If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thanks.